are you willing to pursue excellence in every level of your life? Because if you are, I think that this can be a special place. And I do think that the Lord calls us that when you're in a race, run it to win it. And so we want people who want to pursue the best that they can be.
Welcome back to the Athletes Agenda. I'm your host, Noah Cultiball, and today I have the exciting opportunity to sit down with Coach Kari Pickens, who is the head coach of the women's basketball team here at Ashland University. What does it mean to you to come full circle from being an athlete here to now leading the program?
Gratitude is honestly just the word that comes to mind. I've had so many people advocate for me, support me, and help me be in a position to even have this opportunity. And so it is a really cool full circle moment. My husband and I were spending some time in prayer last night, and honestly, it was just the idea of when I sit and I look at how many young women that have come through my program that are now even still in Ashland because of their experience in the community that they found here. It's so sweet for me because that was my experience. The community here is what really has kept me here for so long. And yeah, just really grateful for all of the people who have made this happen.
Leading off of that, how do you think your faith has shaped the way you view this opportunity and responsibility?
That's a great question. I think that in all things, for me, my faith asks that I love God, that I love people, and then I go therefore and make disciples. And so this job that I have, this profession, it's really just a ministry opportunity where I get to love people really, really well, and where I hopefully get to show them what the love of Jesus looks like and have opportunities to make disciples. So that it's honestly the best part of my job. I love that I get to be so passionate about something in coaching while also being able to impact people's lives. I know not everyone gets to experience that, so I'm incredibly grateful.
As your team develops its own identity this season, how do you describe this year's groups of players?
Oh my goodness, we are so fun, really talented, and really inexperienced to Ashland. We have 4 freshmen, we have 3 transfers, we have 7 returners, but of the 7 returners, really only 4 of them had gotten very much on-court opportunities. So while we do have some experience, we're pretty new to Ashland. And so I have felt that this preseason where we have a ton of talent. It just takes us longer to get down all of the principles and all of the disciplines of things that we want. But I'm okay with that because I know by the time February, March comes around, I think that we can be playing some really, really good basketball.
That's understandable. So what qualities do you value most in your athletes, and do any of those reflect your faith?
So whenever I'm recruiting someone, we always look for a couple different things, 4 different ones really. What kind of teammate are they? What are they like in the classroom? We start with those 2 because we want champions in all areas of life. We don't want people coming in who are terrible teammates or don't take the classroom seriously, because we think that if you want to be a champion in basketball, well, then let's be a champion in all aspects of life. And then there's obviously some basketball things that go to that. So for me, it has a lot less to do about where people are at in their faith when they come here, and a lot more about, are you willing to pursue excellence in every level of your life? Because if you are, I think that this can be a special place. And I do think that the Lord calls us that when you're in a race, run it to win it. And so we want people who want to pursue the best that they can be.
That's a great insight. So obviously you have a big matchup coming against Iowa.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for moments like that with your team?
So the Iowa game is very much, to me, just a great opportunity. We're going to go out there, and what I've been telling my team this week is I want 2 things. I want people to watch that game and say, Ashland women's basketball plays so hard, right? Like they're giving everything that they have. And then the second thing that I ask is that my players play really together, right? And so it's so early. We still have 2 more weeks after this game before our first regular season game. And so we're going to be able to grow and have so much new stuff put in from this game to our first regular season game. So this is just an opportunity for our team to grow on and off the court, and can't wait for the opportunity.
Coaching can bring a lot of different challenges and rewards. What's been the most meaningful part about coaching this team so far?
This team has been so fun in that, as I mentioned earlier, they're pretty inexperienced to Ashland, but it's been so rewarding to see how bought in they still are. Even though there's a lot of learning that's come with it, they're really eager. They're really together in their pursuit of it. They don't want to just leave anyone behind. Like they're all moving in the same direction and in the same with the same unity. And as a coach, that's really rewarding, because sometimes you have young teams and it's kind of like there's a bunch of different cliques who are like, nope, we're going to take care of ourselves. And this group has just been all one unit. Let's get there together. And that's really special. A characteristic that you don't see all the time.
That's really good. So I think you've touched on this a little bit, but how do you approach building relationships with your players outside of basketball?
Yeah, so whenever we're recruiting someone, we always are very clear that we are here as coaches to be their mentors, to be advocates for them for their entire life. We're not here to be their friends. As much as like once they graduate, I am pretty good friends with some of the players once they graduate, but that's not our place. We really try to invest in them, where we get lunch and coffee with them on campus, where we have set up meetings every month, things like that nature, to where they can clearly see that we're a coach and a player, and that sometimes lines can be blurred a little bit in those relationships. We want to keep those lines really clear, but with the understanding that we are always here for them. Like I'm right now trying to help one of my former players get a job here in town, and like that's the privilege of a lifetime for me to be able to. She's been out of school now for several years, be working alongside of her to help with that. But I personally think that is a byproduct of having formed strong relationships while they're here, and that's what we really want to be intentional to do.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So what's one thing you learned about your faith through coaching?
One thing that I learned about my faith through coaching is that it's not me. A lot of times people ask about the success that we've been able to have
Mhm.
within our program. And I cannot adequately express well enough how much that it's not me and it's not things that I have done. All I've tried to do is be obedient to what God has called me to do. And the people he's put in my life is like a byproduct of that, and that's how success happens. And so I think he's continually reminding me of that I mean, I'm supposed to do my job well,
Mhm.
right? Like I got to study the film, I got to have the meetings, the hard conversations, I need to do all of those things really well. But at the end of the day, uh, God's really taught me that he will provide in ways better than I could ever imagine, if I give it all up to him in that way.
That's really great. So what's one lesson that you hope every player that has come through your program
Mm.
takes away from after their life after basketball?
After every single game, actually road game, whenever we're coming home from a road trip, I always, always, always finish with basketball is what we do. It's not who we are. Never let our identity be wrapped up in something so small as a game. And not everyone on our team is at the same level of faith, and that's fine, right? I think that's great. But I hope that even on different walks and different journeys of our life, that my players can walk away from here really embracing the fact that there's so much more than a basketball player, and that their identity can be rooted in something um, more meaningful and pure and wholesome than a game could ever be, and that we can really foster that belief in themselves in that way.
What does success mean to you as somebody who's not just a coach, but also somebody who's allowing God to lead them?
That's a success is, Brett, that's such a loaded question, like to define success. Within my basketball program, we define success by a relentless pursuit. Right? Our vision statement is that Ashland University women's basketball is on a relentless pursuit to be the best Division II women's basketball team in the country and make a positive impact on all who cross our path. So if at the end of the year we can evaluate and look at where we're at, and we can say that we relentlessly pursued winning a national championship and making a positive impact, then that is success for our team. For me as a individual, that's a really tough question. I mean, I think there's so many different facets to life where you can define success. What does success look like as a wife? What does success look like as a mother? What does success look like as a friend? All of those things. But that's just constant evaluation of making sure that you're prioritizing the right things in your life so that you can be able to gauge what is being successful. Because if I get to the end of my life and I can say that I was a great basketball coach, but I was a terrible mom, I'm doing something wrong. So yeah, I don't think I gave an exact answer, but in terms of coaching, I'm really, really clear, but I'll leave the other part for me to just digest a little bit more.
That's a great insight.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you so much for tuning into the Athletes Agenda, where faith, sports, and purpose comes together. See you next time.